What do you want?
You.
Dance?
You're a dancer.
Am I a dancer?
I've got some work, €7 million, and it won't be protected.
Is this a robbery?
Yes, it is a robbery. Where's reverse?
You have to lift up the knob on the gear stick.
Oh, yeah.
Gerard Butler heads an impressive ensemble cast in director Guy Ritchie's latest crime caper flick, RockNRolla.
There's no school like the old school, and I'm their master. Right, let me tell you how this works. You're going in to drink, and I'm going to have a cup of tea. I just hope for your sakes you can hold your breath for as long as it takes my kettle to boil.
Back in the day when you were, playing in a rock and roll band, you used your law degree to get out of some pretty dodgy situations. So did you see this character, was it somebody you could kind of relate to in terms of getting into scrapes?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, and that's my whole life I've spent getting in and out of scrapes. I mean, even now, it depends how you describe a scrape, but I'm always getting myself into trouble for either not concentrating or going too much down the one way, and I'm going, here we go again. Am I ever going to learn?
In RockNRolla, mob gangs, dead rock stars, and shady real estate deals all come together in a rapid-fire mix of comedy, intrigue, and danger.
Troubled rock star Johnny Quid is
missing, assumed dead.
Johnny?
If he's dead, that's the 3rd time this year.
I'm dead, Pete. Dead people don't like company.
The shady plotline is familiar territory for the film's director. Now, some of your films have dealt with, let's say, the dodgier, seedier side of London life. What is it about that world that kind of appeals to you, particularly with this film, but also Snatch touched on that as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure, really. I mean, it's just that's the world I'm interested in. That's the stuff that I find most fertile for entertainment.
Your boy ain't dead, is he?
Find him.
We got your boy. You might want to hose him down. He smells like a rotten goat.
I run this town.
And bring the troops.
Bring me a body.
This is kind of like controlled chaos. What is it like for you to direct something like this?
It's not controlled chaos, it's just chaos. And then ultimately in the edit, we try and turn it into some form of controlled chaos.
Guy put you through some serious paces with this film. I mean, number one, you've got that scene where you're getting chased by those Russian thugs, which seem to go on forever trying to get away from them. And then, of course, you're doing some pretty cool dancing in this film.
Yeah. There was the more I look back, Guy pretty much did everything he could to make me look stupid, to exhaust me, to ruin my career.
You're not joining me?
Sure. I like to dance.
Jeremy Piven and Ludacris Bridges also found they had to raise their acting game to meet the challenges in this fast-paced caper. You guys spend a lot of time together in your scenes, and there's a really good chemistry going on. What made that for you, in your opinion?
Well, when you meet someone, you either kind of gravitate towards them or you don't, and we just had that from the get-go, so it was really cool. There's a moment with Tom Wilkinson, who was kind of like the head gangster, and he came in and we're supposed to be listening to an imaginary beat, and thank God that, Chris has a bit of rhythm.
Just
so
a little bit.
We can look at each other and, and just kind of launch into it because we're actually listening to nothing.
Johnny Quid fell off a boat, they said. Missing, assumed dead, they say.
Johnny?
How many rock stars by the name of Johnny Quid do you think there are in the universe? Mickey?
I love choosing roles that kind of surprise people. So the fact that I'm a manager of a rock and roll artist, not even in the hip hop genre, I really enjoyed myself, and this man right here made it a lot easier for me too. Of course, our chemistry on camera was all the way right.
But you didn't realize that they had guns? With war criminals attached to the trigger?
While Guy Ritchie's films may be wild and crazy, he tries to keep his private life just the opposite. But being married to music superstar Madonna often makes that difficult, and often fodder for the tabloids. How have you dealt as a director with some of the media focus on you in the tabloids? That's got to be a difficult thing to deal with somebody who isn't in front of the camera.
No, I suppose I made a sort of conscious decision, he says, in front of the camera, to be behind the camera. And I'm comfortable there, and that's where my job is. So I gave up reading the tabloids. I'm afraid I had to give up reading the tabloids a few years ago.
Which is just fine, leaving Ritchie more time to make more fun films like RockNRolla.
You guys are gonna take care of him? What do you think we are, gangsters?
Don't worry, he can't defend himself. He's got no head.